So what we're going to do, Dan, is a little strength test. So I've got a little gadget that connects into my phone by Bluetooth and gives us a strength reading. So essentially what we want to see is the same strength pulling back to pushing forward, and just gives us a bit of a ratio of your shoulder strength. So let's give that a crack. We're going to have your shoulder in this position. I want you to push back towards me, just gently to start with, and then pushing as hard as you can. Good. So that's 22 kilos of force with this one. And let's try and get you pushing the other way now. Alrighty. And let's give that a go one more time, mate. Pushing down as hard as you can. And with that one, you've got 20 kilos. So that's a pretty good ratio. I'm happy with that. Let's try this shoulder. So same thing, trying to push back here. With that one, you got 37 kilos. So a little bit different compared to the other side. And let's get you pushing the other way. And with that one, closer to 27. So with that test, obviously, if you, Dan, are quite strong in your right shoulder rotation.
Because that bad arm.
Yeah, so this is probably something for you to think about in terms of the neck as well. If you're quite weak through your shoulder rotation, the neck muscles will have to do a little bit more work, or potentially will have to do a bit more work. So it's really important to have an even ratio of your shoulder strength to make sure the neck's not overloaded. I'll be having you sit up again here, mate. So let's do a couple of quick tests. So I've got a measuring tool. Let's get you trying to rotate as far as you can. So we like to see 90 degrees. You're 70. And let's try the other way. And that one there is slightly better at 80, 75. Let's try your neck, thank you. Try that one more time, just keeping the shoulder still. This should be 80. You're at 60. So a bit of tension there. And obviously moving a lot better going this way. So you're at 80. So I think our main goal for this session will be getting that left side neck rotation. So let's get you lined down, mate, and we'll get into it. So for the listeners now, we're going to hold a couple of points around Dan's shoulder and neck. So I think with Dan, he's got some restrictions where he's up a trap, which I feel is compensating for his lack of shoulder strength and also his lack of rotation as well. So I'm going to hold a couple of these muscles, retest at the end, and then we'll go through some exercises following the appointment. Just let me know if these points are too sore as well, mate. How are you normally with pressure?
Yeah, right.
And what's that point like?
I'm fine.
And that might be a tighter spot there. I'm just working through Dan's T-spine here, which is pretty crucial with the golf swing. If you're not rotating a lot through the upper back, your lower back might need to take a bit more load, or also the lower body. So it's one of the areas with golfers that I work on quite a lot. I'll work briefly through this one. Does that feel much different there, mate?
None at all.
So it's similar or just no tension?
Not tension at all. The other side of the first point you need tension.
Yep. So Dan's saying he's not feeling much tension through the right side, which corresponds to his findings as well. So I won't waste too much on that one. And we'll go back to a couple of these points. Right, mate, let's get you lying face up here. I'm just going to give you a pillow here too.
Yep.
So I'll just hold some points behind your neck here. So you relax your head down for me. I'm just going to dig into a couple of spots here. So what I'm doing for Dan here is holding his joints which go down the neck. From here, I'm just going to gently rotate him to see if we can try and get some extra range. Going towards the right, then we'll work towards the left as well. How do those points feel, mate?
The left side hurts.
You're just relaxing your head down there, mate. Just going to hold these points for 20 seconds each. So I'm going to go to the other side here as well, so we're working on the right side and trying to get Dan rotating towards the left. Although it might not be a sore side for Dan, any tightness on the right side may limit left side rotation as well. Alrighty, let's get you sitting up, mate. Let's see how we go with those tests. So we'll try the same. Let's try just rotation of the neck here. So we've gone from 60 to 75, and let's go the other way, mate. Okay, and what does that feel like for you compared to the start?
That side feels much more loose, not as much tension.
Yeah, definitely. And I guess for the camera, we've just done a little short session here for a few minutes,
Yep.
just targeting some of the key points. In a full consult, we'll probably do a full massage through the neck, through the upper back and shoulders. But what we might do is go through some exercises that you can do at home and help you work through some of that tension as well. Alright, let's do that. So we're going to start with a stretch to open up the chest muscles. So quite often we see with neck pain, the chest can be quite dominant, which pulls our posture into a bit more of a rounded position. So to counteract that, we want you to open up the chest. Just going to grab onto a band, just leaning forward, and trying to open up the body whilst letting the arm go behind you. So you're going to try that just on your left side. So your right leg, that's it. So your right leg will be slightly in front, and you're going to try and rotate. That's it. So you should feel that stretch through the front of the shoulder. And just gently doing that, we're trying to relax the shoulder down. Good. And let's try 5 more of those, mate. Okay, I'm happy with that. Next, let's try purple bands here. We're going to stretch out the lat. So letting the body come down into this position, trying to arch the back down, and just letting the arm to stretch. So let's try that one. Again, so we're letting that arm straighten out, feeling that through the lat, trying to arch the back in, and just holding that for 15 seconds. What do you feel doing that, Dan?
A lot in the left, as well as the shoulder.
Yep. Perfect. Good. I'm happy with that one. Next one we're going to do is using a band. We're going to go through basically a golf swing with this, just to try and load up your rotation and build a bit of strength and flexibility in there. For people listening, often there's a bit of weakness in the spine, which can cause tightness. If you've got good strong movement, the muscles aren't working as hard. So having the hands across your chest, when you try and do a full rotation, as you would do in your golf swing, so you're going into your impact position, trying to turn your chest as far as you can. We're going to try that 5 times, going each direction. So we'll do your impact then, and then we'll do your follow through. That's it. So hands across the chest there, trying to rotate towards me here, turning as far as you can. That's it, loading up into this hip. Good. And let's try 5 of those. Turning, pushing into the toe on your left side, which is going to extend the back out. And this is a good drill for your early extension as well. So that's how impact looks for a lot of professional golfers. Let's try one more, and then we'll go facing the wall, trying the other side. So let's get your left shoulder in there now. Good, so pushing the right toe, loading into that trail hip. Good. And let's try 5 of those. So 4 to go. Nice. Good. And one more stretch. Alrighty, what you might do is 2 just global stretches as well, to stretch your upper back and your hip. I'll just grab a roller as well. Alrighty, so this stretch here is the back to stretch. One of my favourite stretches in golf because it essentially goes through the movements that you require in the golf swing. So what I'm going to get you to do, mate, is lying on your side. Your right knee is going to be against the roller. That's going to be just a little cue. You're going to try and turn your chest down as far as you can. Then you're doing a reach out, leaning down. Just going to stretch your lat, upper back, your hip. So it's a great stretch to get a number of different muscles there. So let's try that, mate. Take right from the front. That's it. Let's get up a bit higher. Perfect. So number 2, you're going to turn the chest down as far as you can, getting that shoulder down, and then reaching the arm out in this direction. So you'll feel that through your lat.
Yep.
Might feel it through the right glute in the lower back.
Yep.
So it's a great stretch to get a number of different areas. So I'd certainly recommend that before you play, before you train. Righty down, let's go the other way, mate. So exactly the same. Bend knee, that's it. Let's have that roller a bit further down. Good. So let's get you turning towards the ground. And reaching out a bit more diagonally here, which is going to open up the upper back and the lats there as well. How does that compare left versus right?
Yeah, the right's very tight.
Okay. Alrighty, now we'll get you out of that one. We're going to go through a hip rotation. I'll get you staying on the mat here, mate. With this one here, I might just demonstrate here. I'm going to get you with bent knees, weight on the heels. I want you to try and rotate and push the knee in, and then doing the opposite. This is a great way to stretch your hip internal rotation, which is important in impact, and also loading into the trail leg in the backswing. That's it, knees a little bit more bent. Yep. And let's get you a bit wider out as well. Good, so what you're going to do, a bit more flexed here. So try and take your knee towards your midline. You should feel that stretch around your pocket, maybe in your backside or in your lower back too. And let's go the other way. And this is the movement again where if you have a limitation, you might get higher levels of back pain as well. Good, let's do one more of those each side. Good, and going the other way again. Alright, perfect. Good, mate. Any issues with those?
No, a bit tight everywhere, but always good.
Definitely. So after today's session, obviously we've got some key areas to improve. We've got some areas to start with, and with Dan, he has a good training background, but important for him to refresh his memory about what to focus on.
Stretching the main thing.
Yeah, exactly, and consistency. So obviously the golf handicap was a bit high, so you'll work on those, mate, and I think it's going to affect your golf in a positive way as well.
Alright guys, so we're all fixed up here today. I'd just like to say thank you for Billy for coming today and doing the test and movement on me. Now we're just trying to promote the flexibility and gym side of golf too, of how important a golf physio is in the world these days. For any information on Billy, you can go to his website, golfphysio.com, golfphysioaustralia.com.
Golfphysiotherapyaustralia.com.
Golfphysiotherapyaustralia.com. His brochures on the website about his warm-up routines, and you can contact him to do online training as well as in-person training. Thank you. Yeah,
no, thanks very much, Dan. I really appreciate it. Obviously, a lot of stuff for you to work on. I'm obviously here in your rehab facility every Wednesday and Saturday, so I do really appreciate that. So you can go to my site, like Dan said, or my Instagram, golf_physio_Oz, AUS. But yeah, there's lots of free stuff there as well, so jump on it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
See you next time.
Cheers.